This is the oldest car in Assetto Corsa, the 1906 Renault AK Grand Prix by Historic Sim Studios. And we're going to be taking a look at this car and seeing what it's like to drive, but also we're going to put it up against the latest 2023 version of a Grand Prix car, just to see what 117 years worth of technological advancements can do. The Renault AK produced a whopping 90 brake horsepower, and you'd be forgiven for thinking that that might be from a very small engine, but oh no. This one has a 13-litre inline-4, so no shortage of capacity for this particular car. It also has a 3-speed gearbox, and a first for all racing cars, hydraulic damping on every wheel. So here we are, we're at Spa Francorchamps in the Renault AK, and we are flat out, now in second gear, at 45 miles an hour. So we've come to Spa Francorchamps to do a comparison between this and a more modern Grand Prix car. So let's see what kind of a lap time we can get driving this thing around Spa. Currently on our way down to La Source. Get on the brakes nice and early here because I'm not sure how good they are. In fact, they are non-existent. Slow down! Don't worry, no one will see that, we'll edit that out. Here we are, we're down towards turn 1 here at Spa Francorchamps in the Renault AK. Currently almost about 60 miles an hour in second gear. This time we'll come down to the first corner with some added braking. So hard on the brakes. Get it slowed down hopefully this time and no nosing into the wall. Missed the apex and made the corner. So all good. Now we plunge downhill towards Eau Rouge and Radion and we have gravity on our side, so we should be able to pick up some pace down the hill here. I will be honest, I am not looking forward to going through these next two corners. I think this is going to be a little bit sketchy. So I don't know, we're going to be going quite slowly, so I don't know whether it would be all over the place or whether we need to brake. We might be alright actually, I keep it pinned. Oop, got a bit of oversteer. Come on, get up the hill. Now we have the long drag all the way up the Kemmel Straight, which is all uphill as well, so hopefully we don't keep losing speed all the way along. We are dropping ever so slightly. We're cruising along at a nice 54 miles an hour currently. Good to engage DRS here, so we have a little bit of extra speed down the straight. Of course they had DRS back in the day. So here we are, we're dropping to 52 miles an hour. So, why would you drive such an old car in Assetto Corsa? Well, why not? We as car and motorsport enthusiasts have the opportunity to drive whatever we want in the world of sim racing, so it's great to sample these historic vehicles and just to see what it was really like in the Grand Prix back in the day. So here we are, up towards Les Comps. We're in third gear, 48 miles an hour. I'm actually going to take this completely flat out here. There we go. No problems whatsoever. And then the next part, from the exit of Les Comps, will be flat too. Get all over that curb on the inside. Better run out to the outside here. Of course, this particular track would be much different from what this car would have been driving on in period. So not quite the right setting for it. I'm going to have to brake here though. Slow down. Slow down. Sliding. No! Oh man. Right, so as discovered, this thing has no brakes. I think I've mentioned that once or twice before. So let's get on the brakes a little bit even earlier this time, just to get ourselves every possibility of getting round Rivage here. Down to second gear. There we go, that's more like it. Ooh, back end's coming round. Tyres haven't got much grip. Drifting a 1906 Renault AK. Nice! That worked quite well. Right, corner with no name. Again, gravity working against us here. Keep it in bounds, don't want to lose the lap time. And again, we're going downhill now towards Pouhon. Again, I'm going to have to get on the brakes a bit early here, I think. I don't dare take this one flat. So we go. Try and wash off some speed. Okay, we're good, we're sliding. We caught it, we're good. Right. Now we can put the throttle back down again. Try and build up some speed. It's all about carrying momentum in this car. As you can see, the tyres are not exactly the grippiest of things. They're probably more like really, really old bike tyres. So let's get it slowed down for a piff-paff here. Whoa! It's loose, that's for sure. Which means you have to put a little bit of work in on the wheel to try and keep yourself on track here. Again, on the brakes. driving this like a modern day car. No, we spun. Right, now we're on a hot one. We've had a really good run for this first part of the lap. Let's see if we can finish it off without running off track here. This time, nice and early on the brakes into the fifth path. And let's just glide it through here nicely without trying to get too sideways. Just ease it left and right. And this time, we'll get on the brakes just before the bridge here, just to make sure we get through this next right-hander here. You really do have to retrain your brain as to how you drive when you drive something this old, because braking distances are so much longer. It's all good though, it's all fun. Flat out. Now we have the uphill stretch once again. Uphill is much easier in this car. Downhill is pretty tricky. It's just trying to get the thing stopped for corners. But uphill you can really attack it. So here we are. Second gear, we are almost at 70 mile an hour, almost up to motorway speed limit zone here. For our 1906 car, remember that, it's a very, very old machine this. Incredible to think that they made such machines like this. Up to Francorchamps, this is easy flat. Now one final braking zone to go, which is the bus stop. Now do I brake now? Or should I brake? Well, I'm going to brake on the bridge here. That should be enough. I'll use some engine braking as well. Turn in. Okay, well, good. Right. Do the second part of the bus stop. Keep it in bounds on the exit here. Hard on the power. And let's see what kind of lap time we can get out of this Renault. The second gear. Across the line, and it's a 4 minute 39.289. Not bad for 1906. Let's see what technological advancements can do for your lap time. This is the Formula Hybrid 2023, Racing Studio's interpretation of the latest Formula 1 rules. In comparison to the Renault AK, this Grand Prix car has 996 brake horsepower, significantly more. It also features ground effect aerodynamics, sticky slick tyres, and of course, brakes. The question is, just how much faster is it than the Renault AK? Okay, so here we are, sat in the cockpit of the Formula Hybrid 2023 on our way down towards La Source. Loads of gears to shift down through on this one, no worries about that. Through La Source we go already, plunging downhill. We have the super softs on, so absolutely no excuse for grip through the corners on this one. 7th gear through Eau Rouge and Radion, absolutely flat out. And this time we can actually engage DRS. And there we go, green light on the dash says we're ready to go. And speaking of dashes, this is Gomez Engineering Hyper P1 wheel modelled into the car. So if you have one of these in real life, you can actually see your own wheel on this particular car, which is super cool. Already through Les Comps, down to Rivage, brakes are amazing. Trust the car on the exit, so much grip available to me, and it's just mind-blowing in a different way compared to the Renault. Quick dab of brakes, chuck it into Prud'homme, run off track, get back on again, no dramas. Up towards pit path, down a couple of gears. Trust it through there, pull the gear towards the end, down 2 more, and then hard on the power all the way through here. No dramas whatsoever. Up the hill we go once again, up towards Francorchamps. This should be easy flats, especially with these tyres on. Yep, definitely. Now the one big stop left over for the bus stop here. Wow, stopping distance is ridiculous. Out to the curb. The power down, Phil, come on. Up and over the line. And that, very scruffy lap, was a 1 minute 50.336. This thing is so much quicker than the Renault AK. Incredible to think what 117 years worth of innovation can do for your lap time. And because that was all over rather quickly, I thought we'd go for another lap because we didn't really get too much chance to talk about the car, which is a shame because this particular car is absolutely fantastic. The guys have done a brilliant job in modelling this. So all the little details that you have, obviously from the wheel, and also the gloves, which are IMB Racewear modelled gloves. You have the camera at the bottom of the halo there. All the little details just add up to make this thing really, really cool looking and very, very special indeed. And the sounds are amazing as well, because both internal and external sounds just sound absolutely spot on for the turbo hybrid era of F1 cars that we have nowadays. But the overall grip of the car through the corners is just so impressive. I mean, obviously you have downforce from the under tray, which is where the majority of the downforce comes from with modern F1 cars. But obviously all the other bits and pieces stuck onto the exterior of the car as well really adds up to ridiculous cornering speeds. And when you're actually going through quite a quick corner, you can get back on the power really, really quickly, and the car just grips and goes. I know we're running the absolute softest tyres available here, but the overall performance is just seriously impressive. But it's definitely, for me, probably the best version of the modern day Grand Prix cars I've ever driven in sim racing, which is you know, quite impressive. I mean, we've got this kind of car available in various titles now, all of which have done a very good job. But I think for me, this one feels to be the best representation of that particular regulation of car. It really is super, super well done to the guys at Racing Studio for creating this masterpiece, I'd say. All three backs good. Gotta be a little bit careful on the throttle coming out of the slow corners, but you do in real life, because there's no traction control in these cars. But if you think about the actual, you know, the engineering that's been involved over the years of taking cars from 1906 era all the way through to modern day, the changes that have occurred, you just can't put them into words as how significant they are and what the actual difference is, because it's just so, so impressive. Now sure, the Formula Hybrid is 2 minutes 48 seconds per lap quicker around Spa than the Renault AK, but what does that mean in real terms? Well, let's put them on the same track at the same time and see what the difference really is. Right, so we've added a grid full of Renault AKs here, all in the Formula Hybrid. Let's see what happens when we floor it. I was in 4th gear as well. All the cars just disappear. And now, we play a game of dodge the Renaults. So let's see how we get on here. Around the outside of that one. Had the needle through there. Thankfully missed them. Another one down here at the bottom of the hill. Around the outside. Can we get this one before this corner? Yes, we can. This one's awkward. Luckily, this car has brakes, whereas the Renault doesn't really have brakes. Alright. Good time to catch them, go around the outside of them, no problem at all. And the speed differential is just insane, isn't it? It's incredible what the difference is between the two, and how far cars have come since the original ones back in the early 1900s. It's pretty dangerous. You can see why they don't run them together on the same track very often. Thankfully we got that one on the straight. And just before Blanchimont. Will we outbrake this one? Will we get this one before the end of the lap? He's just outbraked himself. That helps us out. Well, there we go. We managed to get through a full field of Renault AKs without killing anybody. I'm going to give my heart a chance to calm down here after all that. But yeah, so that's the difference between old and new Grand Prix cars. And I think, to be honest, it was quite conclusive. New Grand Prix cars are much faster. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.